We're all aware by now of the dreaded Zika virus, which is spread by mosquitoes and has been wreaking havoc through South America. So far, the main place where it has been causing the most damage is a small place between Colombia and Venezuela. Now, there's just recently been a 60% increase in the number of people who have been diagnosed with having the virus. This is mainly pregnant women. These cause deformations in babies when they're born. It's now another 5,000 pregnant women are said to be infected with the Zika virus. It has now gotten so bad that even in Brazil, one of the wealthier nations in South America, has sent out 220,000 members of its armed forces into the poorer areas of the country in order to educate the people, in order to try to stem the tide of the rising infections of the Zika virus. Now, even Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has confirmed that at least 3 people in his country have died as a result of complications from the infection. This mostly began in Colombia, where the greatest infections lie. The total number of registered cases of the virus in Colombia stands at 31,550, a National Health Institute said in its epidemiology bulletin on Saturday. This number has also risen considerably since last week, showing no hopes for a decline in the near future. Colombian authorities have urged women to avoid getting pregnant because the Zika virus has been associated with serious birth defects such as mesencephaly, which causes babies to be born with smaller skulls and brains. Women who have been urged to delay pregnancy for 6 to 8 months, while pregnant women with the Zika virus have been granted access to much restricted abortion services, Reuters has reported. Now, the World Health Organization says there is an effort underway to develop a vaccine against the infection. They do, however, say that it is at least 18 months away from clinical testing, which means it's still quite a long time, very long time, before we can actually start handing out vaccines for this disease. And I think something that should be pointed out, that should be very obvious, is that, of course, in the rising tide of infections that are coming across the world, in part due to the destruction of the rainforest, the melting of the polar ice caps, even the overuse of antibiotics in people, it is again, of course, the third world who is bearing the brunt of the infections. Yes, there are a handful of isolated cases in North America and even, I believe, one unconfirmed case in the UK. But again, we are seeing the global south, in this case South America, bearing the brunt of the creation of new diseases. The systemic underdevelopment that's happened as a result of the global capitalist system has forced them into this position where they are definitely, and very clearly are, taking the brunt of this infection. I see this as just another example of why there definitely needs to be a redistribution of wealth globally in order to build up the necessary infrastructure in the global south to try to prevent illnesses like this, particularly in regards of getting proper sanitation, getting toilets to those who don't have it, and clean water to those who don't have it to drink. And this will only come, as I said, as a result of a global redistribution of wealth along a socialist line. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of them, then head over to my Patreon page and show your support. Or you can go to the MRN bookstore and check out some of the latest books available. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share on various social media.